We have scored 5 goals in our last 12 games. And yet still people will try and convince me that Kai Havertz is a good footballer. I feel so flat, so gutted, so heartbroken about that performance. I really thought that we were onto something. I thought that we played really well at Anfield. I thought that there was a spark about us. I thought that we'd really improved this window. I think in consecutive windows up until this point, we have managed to spend a lot of money and make our team far worse than it was prior to the window. But this window, it felt different. It felt a bit exciting. It felt like we had righted some wrongs that had been made in previous windows. I thought Badashile coming in was a fantastic signing. Joao Felix was, proven quality. Mikhailo Mudryk, that exciting, unpredictable, mercurial footballer that Chelsea have been without since Eden Hazard left for Real Madrid after we beat Arsenal in Baku. And we're back to square one. Let's face it, we're completely back to square one. And everybody who wants to kind of make this okay, everybody will constantly tell me, Fulham are a good team. Fulham are all right, man. Fulham are having a good season. I don't care. They're Fulham. I don't care. They're Fulham and they've lost 8 games this season. They're completely beatable and they are Fulham. Chelsea should always be beating Fulham. Chelsea are a far superior club, a far bigger club, far more prowess. So much, like an embarrassment of riches compared to Fulham. And yet they've taken 4 points off us this season. Like that's outrageous. They haven't done that since 1975. Like, how is that acceptable that they have taken 4 points off this Chelsea team? This Chelsea team that in the past 6 months have spent £500 million. And Fulham have taken 4 points off us. And let's face it, they're well worthy of it. It's not like they were clinging on. They were well worthy of their point today. And I don't know what's going on here because today we had 5 new signings who played, but the results stay the same. So when you're changing things, but the results stay the same, there's a problem because the variables are changing, but something's staying the same and the results are staying the same. This isn't dissimilar to what I was saying about the Everton managerial situation. They constantly change manager, but the results constantly stay the same, and therefore something else needs to change. So now I'm looking at this Chelsea structure, and you've got the players changing. At one point I thought that we had a crop of players who just weren't up to it. But we've got 5 new players on, and the results and the performances are still the same. Our home form. Like, it's so bad. And we actually look like a team that had too many new individuals, but worryingly and crucially, we sort of had no idea how to make them work. And then what makes it worse is you look at Fulham, they're a team. They're a proper team. They're cohesive, they're compact. They fight for one another. There's that element of telepathy that exists in all good football teams. It's just not there at Chelsea. But at Fulham, they're totally sitting in off the same hymn sheet. They're all on the same page. And you get Willian. What a player, by the way. I mean, I think that at times he was given a terrible, terrible ride by Chelsea fans. Not so much in the stadium, but online. I think Chelsea fans were terrible to him. I always rated him incredibly highly, him and Pedro. And I think a lot of people realised how lucky we were to have Willian and Pedro when we then ended up with Werner and Pulisic or Werner and Ziyech or whatever it ended up being. Because, Willian, again today, was definitely man of the match. But Robinson, brilliant. Paulinho, brilliant. Tete, brilliant. We just massively lacked so much. We need a box-to-box midfielder. We desperately need a striker. We can't score goals. And our lack of end product is a worry. Kai Havertz will score you 6 to 8 goals a season. It's not good enough. It's not good enough to play Premier League football for Chelsea. If we have genuine ambitions of being a team that want to win top-tier silverware, Kai Havertz can't be anywhere near our team. These are facts. This isn't an opinion. People now will constantly start talking about the Champions League in Portugal against Man City a couple of years ago. I will forever be thankful to Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz will have his name etched into Chelsea folklore forever. He's done it. We're grateful, thank you. But it's over. It's over. He is not good enough to lead this Chelsea line. He is clearly so wasteful in front of goal. He's so profligate. He has no presence. Despite being a big fellow, he has no presence. And while he is in the team, we are not going to get anywhere. We are going to massively struggle. And today, perhaps this sounds particularly harsh, because the one where it looked like an open goal, I thought there was an excellent touch. I think it was Tim Ream slid in and very cleverly just got a little toe on it, Tony Adams way, just to take it off the striker's toe, change the trajectory of the ball. Clever defending. And the one where he lobbed the keeper was sort of unlucky. He did his best. He did well, timed the run well, was onside. But this is more than one game, 190 minutes. This is a cumulative thing over the years. He isn't good enough. When you're running through on goal like that and you lob the keeper, you have to score. You've only got the keeper to beat. You have to score. So I think that we have a real problem with Havertz. It's just miss after miss. And I don't know if he's up for sale, but if he isn't up for sale, I think he should be. And I do understand that it sounds harsh off the back of today, but I'm not basing it on today. Today, when he hit the post, yeah, it was unlucky. I thought David Datro Fofana, when he sort of had his shot cleared by Tim Ream again, I thought he was unlucky. Enzo Fernandez had that chance, didn't he? He sort of come onto the ball, he ran round the ball and whipped it. I think the keeper possibly would have had it covered, but he looked class. If we're doing the sort of new signing watch, I think Mudryk, not so good. But Badiashile, brilliant. Fernandez, brilliant. Brilliant might be being a bit optimistic here, but give me something, right? I'm trying to cling on to something. But I thought Enzo Fernandez grew into the game. I thought he played very well. And he's got a lot of the attributes that we want. He's a player who can defend well. He looks to start attacks. He moves the ball forward all the time. He's always looking to be on the front foot. And, he's pretty obviously a class act. I feel like he's got that Jorginho quality, but younger legs, more forward passes, more goals, more physical, just better. just elevated. Maybe more comparable to, maybe a Michael Essien with a bit of luck, because that is what we so desperately need. But Badiashile has been a breath of fresh air as well. I think Badiashile has been Chelsea's best signing over the past few windows, really. In terms of a new signing, landing at the club, slotting straight in and being brilliant, Badiashile has done that. And let's remember that Badiashile has done it, slotting into a team in crisis. Huge respect for the man. It's incredible what he's done, because he has slotted into the defence that was in disarray and he has elevated it. He slotted into a defence where Cucurella is looking like totally clueless at times, where Azpilicueta is on the other side, who is totally out of his depth these days, and Kalidou Koulibaly has been a mistake. Let's face it, that signing has been a mistake. It's not worked. And Badiashile has come in and totally changed the shape of that back line. So we've got to be really, really happy with that. And I know it was a very difficult situation for Graham Potter. I don't know who I would have left out. I'm not even suggesting that it's wrong, because I don't know what the answer is. But I also feel like there needs to be a way to accommodate Badiashile into Chelsea's European Cup squad. We're going to struggle without him. But what this result will mean for Graham Potter, I don't know. I really don't, because look, what I think that he should be backed. I think that he should be given at least to the end of the season, regardless of what happens. And I think that his seat shouldn't be too hot now. Even though we've dropped more points, top 4 is now a dream. It's not going to happen. I don't think we should do anything extreme. Simply stick with Potter would be my suggestion and how I want this to go. But I haven't just spent 743 bazillion million pounds, have I? So I imagine that if I had, I'd have a slightly different approach to this. Fulham at home is a game that Chelsea should be winning. But I do think that the board need to stick. They need to stick not only because it's the right thing to do. They need to stick because it's the right thing to do, but they also need to stick because if they don't, they're going to lose so much credibility if they just bin off another manager shortly after giving him £500 million. I'm really gutted. I was telling everyone that we were going to batter Fulham. I was so optimistic today. It's over. Our season, we're a cup team now at best. It's such a shame. In a bit.